Hey everybody, how you doing? Uh, Me here, Sam, on my YouTube channel, Slightfish65 SD. Um, just working on. Let me show you what I'm working on. Working on the Barracuda a little bit. Thought I'd give you a little look at it. Going to be changing out this choke cable right here, changing that out. I'm not entirely happy with it. It's so I got a nice new one there that I got from the parts store, and so I'm hoping that'll work out really good. I'm also going to be taking the carburetor off completely, and there's actually, if you look right there where what my finger is pointing to, there's an adapter plate right here. Unfortunately, the adapter plate is not sealing really well to the intake, and it's causing a vacuum leak. I do apologize for the shaky camera work and the lights. They're fluorescent, but they were free, so there you go. Anyway, yeah, there's a vacuum leak there, and it's made the car run not so great. It's running better, but it's still not fantastic. It's still not where it needs to be. It can do a lot better. It has done better. So what I'm going to do is make these changes. The choke cable is just going to mechanical choke, and it's just going to help with starting it. Make that a lot easier. So let's see. Let's get you over here. We'll set you down right here so you can get maybe at least a little bit of a view. So let's see. I was out here the other night. I think it was Thursday or Friday night. I was working and was listening to the radio and out here, and what do you know what played? Barracuda by heart. So how about that? Oh, when you are undoing one of these, they do have these, these bread, looks like bread twist tie things. When you are undoing this, they do wrap this thing, as you can see right there, they do wrap it up and twist it around on itself, which is easy to get it loose. But please, whatever you do, be very careful. This wire can come back and smack you in the face, catch one of your eyes. I mean, it's really dangerous. It's super dangerous. It's very sketchy. So yeah. And this thing has a kind of a springiness about it. As a matter of fact, I'll let you see that. You see, that's just a spring there that's covering that. So this has some stored energy there. I'm going to go over here. This is my garage. You haven't figured it out by now. So go over here. I'm going to get some safety glasses so that I don't get my eyeballs poked out. Let's see. I was using some earlier today with brand new ones. I think I'll go ahead and get them out. Let's see. But anyway, hope everybody's having a pretty good day. You can, if you have any questions about anything you see here, like the Barracuda, the truck, or any of the engine parts or anything else you see in here, feel free to chime in, ask away. I'll try to answer your questions as well as I can. Yeah, now I feel a little safer. At least I don't have to worry about my eyeballs getting poked out or something. So here we go. Like I said, got to be really careful with these things, 'cause they do have some stored energy, and they can and will hurt you. Yeah, they can be very dangerous. They are not known for being forgiving. So, alright, there we go. Alright, that wasn't too shabby right there. So, anyway, I'm going to tell you a little funny story about this choke cable. I went and bought it like Friday evening after work. And I thought to myself, okay, this is great. I'll take this cable. I bought it. I was in my boss's vehicle, his work van. So I bought it and I took it home and I thought to myself, this would be great. I'll take it home and I'll put it in my Barracuda. What did I do? I forgot it. You got it. I forgot it. Left it. Sorry about that. I had a little phone call from the missus. Anyway, yeah, I left the cable with a bottle of oil. The oil wasn't for this, but oil was for something else. Left it right there in his truck. And then drove home. And when I got home, my boss, by the way, he just lives just up around the corner from me. So anyway, he gets home and he goes somewhere, locks the truck up that has this choke cable in it. That's the choke cable going through a bracket. Sounds incredible, doesn't it? I'm joking. It doesn't sound incredible. It sounds awful. Okay. Alrighty. Had to pull it back out of the bracket. I guess I forgot that one little nut right there. So now it's got to go back in the bracket and make that awful noise again. So anyway. One other little thing. If you are going to do this on your own vehicle, whether you use this cable to activate a choke or something else, something to keep in mind. This is all metal, okay? And if you let this get, of course, if you let this get against any kind of electrical anything, positive, any kind of wire that has a current flowing through it, it will arc against it and try to ground against it. So, yeah, be really careful where you route this thing at, okay? It can really ruin your day. So, anyway. Now, this cable is really long. I'm going to use it, but I'm going to probably have to cut it down a little bit. I'm going to have to trim some of it off because I won't be able to use all of it. Won't need to use all of it. I had another one of these cables already installed in the car, but a few months ago I changed carburetors. I went from an Edelbrock to a Holly. Yeah. So anyway, all right, there we go. And unfortunately, the cable was only set up to work with the Edelbrock, and because of the positioning of the carburetors and the positioning of the choke mechanism on the carburetors, the Edelbrock only needed so long a cable. The Holly needs a little bit longer cable. So there you go. Now I'm going to give you a little look-see into what I did here. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have much light in here. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get some lights so you can see a little better. Oops, sorry about that. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna scoot this seat back. Ah, that's better. Yeah. A couple little nuts here from the previous project where I put the temperature gauge in the dash. I put here a while back. I bought myself a really nice temperature gauge, electric, and works fantastic. Excellent. So what do I need? Let's see, I need that and that. I need to get the old stuff out of there. I think I'm going to use, yeah, there we go. Take this with me. So anyway. Oh, just so you know, the next, just so you know, yes, that is a slant 6 in this Barracuda. And some of you may have seen the V8 emblems on the fenders. If you have, this is a V8 car. I do have the engine that came out. It, however, does not run. The engine, the original engine was damaged. Oh shoot. I was going to get that light so I can show you the cable I used. Yeah, the original engine got damaged, unfortunately. And it wasn't in the best of shape, as a matter. And so I didn't damage it while racing. I was damaging it while just driving, and I was very young and not as smart about it as I probably should have been. I got to get some things here out of my truck. So, yeah, I should have been a lot smarter about it, but I wasn't. That's the way it goes, unfortunately. So there you are. So anyway, I need to get a light here so I can see a little bit better, and so you all can see what I see. Yes. Wow, that's really bright. LED, fantastic. And the great thing about it, a lot of LEDs nowadays, they're really inexpensive. Okay, let me get you a little look-see into that, what that, my previous choke mechanism looks like. Yeah, you see this? Yeah, here we go. I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn the camera around. I can just manipulate it a lot better, and I think you can see a lot more. Okay, yeah, there we go. Excellent picture. Yeah, this is, for those of you who recognize, you probably are having a good laugh. This is actually, yeah, it's a shifter, derailleur shifter from a 10-speed bicycle. So, yep, I situated it here on my shifter mechanism here in the car. But that's what I had laying around. That's what I was able to make work. There's the new gauge I put in. Let me get, yeah, there we go. That's better. There's the new gauge. That is fantastic. That thing, autometer, wow, they're just fantastic. And this one here, this is my tack. Yeah, this one has been working fantastic for me. Got to get a light working in both of them, though. They really need that. But here's the new choke cable. And yeah. Wow, it's going to be a little stiff, isn't it? Tremendously. So, anyway, all right. Let me get to work here and get the old the old out of the way. And let's switch back around here. Like I said, I've got to get the old cable out of the way and get the new one installed. I'll let you get a little look-see here at this. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to set you up right over here in the passenger seat so you can see pretty much everything I'm doing. You can see my hands moving around, working and doing things. So anyway, yeah, I had to use what I had in order to make it work. I couldn't go to the store again because when I left home, and get another choke cable. When I left home that morning, it was before a lot of the stores opened. So, and I didn't really have time to even stop. It was sort of like we only stopped twice on the way to Clay City. Oh, and a big shout out to all the folks there who are operating the Clay City racetrack. That place is awesome. You folks, you all rock. I mean, you really do. And the folks that put on the Chrysler Classic show up there this past weekend, you folks are awesome too. Even with all the inclement weather we were dealing with, the rain and the previous rain, I mean, I think everybody was a trooper, and y'all did just fantastic. I always love going there. I always love going to Clay City. It's a great track, and even when the car's not doing well, I still love going. Even more importantly, got to go with my family, and all of my family, both my daughters and my wife got to come, got to be there, and which I was really happy with. So here we go. Pull this old cable out, and it'll go back on a bicycle where it belongs. Okay. All right. Yeah, the folks there at the Clay City racetrack, they're just awesome. They have a great track. They have a great facility, and I always love going there. Even though going up 75 is not the greatest in the world. For those of you who have traveled 75 in the past couple of years, you understand what I'm talking about. My Lord Almighty, is that just the awfulest interstate I've ever been that I've been on in a long time. So anyway, all right, do something here. I gotta get. Oh, also too, I would like to make another shout out to a couple of people within the Slant Six racing community that I really do thank them for their help tremendously. At Bristol last year, when I was racing, my car was just running really awful. My car's not been running really good for the past couple of years, and I've had some issues with it. And here lately, I've been narrowing it down and getting more and more issues taken care of. But last year, Jack Everhart helped me out tremendously, and so did Ron Hamby. And I would like to thank them both from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate everything they did for me and all the help they gave me. Ron even let me use a distributor of his to make a couple of runs. And that's just a kind of phenomenal kind of camaraderie that you will find in drag racing. They're also Slant Six racers like myself. There's actually quite a large contingent of us. If you weren't there at Clay City over this past weekend, you really missed out, because it was like 50 or so different Slant Six racers there. And it's really a tight-knit group. We're all, I think there was some West Coast people there. I hope there was. I know there was a lot of East Coast people there. Got to see some people I hadn't seen in quite a while, like Brian Mimkin. So if you're watching this, you know, or you see this, man, hey, you know, it was great to see you. It was also great to see your car there. I wish we could have had more time to talk and BS and carry on, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this choke cable and carry on. Or as the Brits like to say, crack on. So anyway. So, but if you want to know more about Slant 6 Racing, go to slant6.org and look for yourself. There's quite a bit of information about it. Okay? So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video because I am using data. Yeah, I'm on my phone and try not to use a whole lot of it. Okay. Thank you again. And everybody watching, thank you. And God bless. Have a good one.